Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Koen de Rijk and I'll be your host for today's session. But first, let me briefly introduce myself. So I have a long background in the digital asset management ecosystem. Over the years, I've worked on Aprimo integrations, became Orange Logic certified, and was one of the original architects of the Sitecore Content Hub. About 6 years ago, I co-founded a digital herd where we help companies get more out of their DAMs, PIMs, CMPs, and other content systems. We also develop our own tools and platforms such as Insights Hub. So now before we jump into the details, let me quickly walk you through what we will cover in today's session. So first, we will discuss some common analytics pain points. Then I will introduce you the Insights Hub and show you how it solves those challenges. After that, we will move into a live demo where you will see the Insights Hub in action. And finally, we will wrap up with a quick summary. Okay, let's dive into. So first, it's here where we actually see what we hear most often from our customers, like we hit export limits that make it hard to share information easily. Our dashboard look nice, but they don't always reveal the real stories behind the data. We feel like we're missing important data inside our digital asset management platform. It's difficult to combine data within our DAM, or especially when we want to connect it with our data of our external platforms. We have analytics tools like Power BI, but they're not easily accessible to all our end users. It's hard to create widgets or dashboards on our own. We always need external experts because it's too complex and technical. And that's actually where we have built the Insights Hub for. So the Insights Hub is a standalone platform that lets you connect all your key system and data sources in one place. So as you can see, you can connect a wide range of platforms like all DAM systems, like Content Hub, Orange Logic, Aprimo, connect social media tools, e-commerce systems, CMS and PIM solutions. So everything that actually has an API and data, you can connect it. And we have also our AI to support you with everything. Then a little bit more specific on the building blocks or the available parts that's is available in the Insights Hub. So first you have the connections. That's actually where you can connect your data across multiple sources seamlessly. Then you have where you can create easily widgets with our intuitive widget builder or AI system to visualize your key metrics. Then we have built powerful dashboards that highlight your most important KPIs in just a few clicks and export everything to images, Excel, or even directly to your own platform. And of course, again, our AI assistant to help you with everything. But today, we're also going to focus on the Sitecore Content Hub extension. That's because we have built some specific components to extend its power and even further. Here are a few examples. So the export module, that's really to overcome the default export limit of 2000 items in the Sitecore Content Hub if you want to export to Excel. With our export module, you don't have really limitations. The only limitation that you have is actually the one from Excel itself, which is around 1 million rows. So that's really powerful, and good to mention is that it doesn't have any performance impact on the Sitecore Content Hub. It's really all the heavy load is done on the Insights Hub, so no performance issues. And what is also really important is, like, for example, if you have your Sitecore Content Hub already for 5 years, we can actually fetch all the historical data from the start when you started until today and the future. So we can cover everything. Then you have the event tracker. Event tracker is also one of the components that allows you to track data that doesn't exist natively in the Sitecore Content Hub, such as user sessions, workflow performance, and more. So it really gives you more data of the Sitecore Content Hub, and it pushes to the Insights Hub. So it's really powerful. Then the dashboards, that gives users easy access to a full dashboard page with multiple widgets combined, including filtering options for deeper insights. Then the widgets, that's actually to place more on detailed pages, such as the asset detail page, to provide additional insights right where users need them. So again, that's really powerful. But enough talking, I would say. Let's jump into the fun part and let's show the demo. So first, I will go to the Insights Hub. So this is again standalone platform where you have different components. So let's start with explaining the connections. In connections, you see you can connect a lot of external platforms. So like the Sitecore Content Hub, Buffer, which is a social media integration, Salesforce, and so on. For the demo, we only have activated the one with the Sitecore Content Hub, but just know that you can easily connect other platforms and where you can link and map the right relations between those platforms. Next thing that we want to show you is how to create widgets. So if you go to the widgets, you first see an overview of all the widgets that's already been created. And then you actually can click on create widget and start creating widgets. The first flow that I want to show you is make use of the widget builder on the right side. So if I want to show you, if I want to create a widget that shows all the assets downloaded by country, then you can click on which chart type you want, in this case bar. For showing the asset downloads, I want to select event. I click on content asset downloaded. I'm going to select that I want to have it by country, and I actually want to do a count. So then if you click save changes, it's going in the background, save everything, and going to visualize everything. That can take a while. And you also have even other options as well, but we didn't show everything, but it's really powerful to create easily all the widgets that you want. So as you see, you immediately see the results of how it looks like. And then you can also immediately export this widget if you want. So there's two options. You can later on make use of this widget in the dashboard, or you can actually export this widget directly to the Sitecore Content Hub, export as an image or Excel file. That's all possible. With Sitecore Content Hub, we come back to this later on, but it's actually really copy-paste easily in the Content Hub, and that's important to know. So the creation, it's always done in the Insights Hub. The visualization can also be a part in the Sitecore Content Hub. So that's when you create a widget with the widget builder. But what we still notice with our clients is that even that it's intuitive, it's still difficult for some people to really make use of this. For them, it's sometimes too technical, too many options. And that's why we actually also created the AI assistant. So if I go back to the widgets overview page, and I want to create a widget, where it's too complex for me, all this, what I need to choose, it's not really clear. Then you can actually click on the AI assistant, and then a modal opens, and this will guide you to create a widget with the AI assistant. So first, on the right side, you see immediately the required settings that is minimum needed to be able to create a widget. That's why the create widget button is also disabled for now. And on the left side, this is the kind of ChatGPT where you can start asking questions, and it's also going to guide you. So it's also going to do some proposals already to give you already an idea like what you can ask. But for example, I now want to see the user sessions. If I click on this one, then you immediately see it's also guiding you, because it's already telling you like, okay, the entity, it's clear based on your feedback. I know that you want to show data about users. And then I'm also going to do some suggestions like what actually do you want of kind of data about the user sessions? Is it the amount of average? And yeah, for now, I know that I actually want to see the average session time per day of the last month, for example. If I type this, then the AI assistant immediately notice, okay, it's about sessions as well, that's good. And it's also notice, you even want extra settings. So time range last month, interval day. So that's also really useful and powerful. That it's going to give you that insights about your question. And then the only thing that you see that is still required is the chart type, the type of chart that you want to visualize. And it's going to do a suggestion like, hey, I think your line chart is a good fit for this one. So I say, yes, perfect. And then is going to tell you like, hey, I finally have all the required settings to be able to create a widget, and then the create widget becomes active as well. And if you click on it, it's also immediately visualized. And then even if you want to, so you can also do a combination. You can make use of the AI assistant. It's immediately visualized over here. And it's also visualized in the widget builder. So if you want to refine it, you can even make use of this to even more refine certain settings that you want. But for now, this is good enough for us. So this looks nice. So I want to show this, add this on a dashboard. So let's move on to the dashboards page. On the dashboard page, you see actually there is already a lot of dashboards created, and I want to, because it was related to user sessions, I want to add my widget on the users dashboard. Before I'm going to add it, I will quickly show you. You immediately see that there was already some widgets created. You can easily add rows, you can add columns, you can add a widget wherever you want. But now actually I want to show the daily average user sessions. That's the one that we just created on top of it. So I click on it and it's immediately visualized. I click save and then you can export it again. So we have already exported to the Content Hub, and that's what we're now going to show. So a quick summary of the Insights Hub. It allows you to connect different platforms. It allows you to easily create widgets and dashboards, and it gives you immediately the right insights with these dashboards and widgets. So now let me switch to the Content Hub. So the Content Hub, we have set up a sandbox environment of the Content Hub, and I first want to show you the Insights Hub page. This is a page that we have created, and actually this only contains one component, an external component that is linked with our dashboard. So everything what you see over here, it's all created in the Insights Hub and visualized here in the Content Hub. So that's really easy to access and to see all your data in the Content Hub itself. What is also important to mention is that you see that this is all user sessions data, and that's all these widgets are only possible because of our event tracker that's also active in the Content Hub. Otherwise, this data is not possible in the out-of-the-box version. And that's also show you actually if you start creating extra additional connections, that it doesn't need to be specific Content Hub data. It can be data from everywhere, and you can just visualize it easily, and it's really powerful to give that insights immediately to the Content Hub users. And also important to mention is on the left side, you see that it's you have some filter options. So default, we show all the widgets for the last 3 months, but it's really interactive. So if I click, for example, on this month, I want to actually see the results of the user sessions of last month. If I click apply, you see it has immediately an influence on all the widgets on this dashboard page. So that's really powerful. You have also filters where you can even do additional filters. With users, we don't have now really set up those filters, but it can be definitely also, you can configure it, and it's also important, it's all configurable with metadata of the Sitecore Content Hub. So it's really, for example, if you want to show assets, you can really say, I will also filter on market division, which is related to certain assets and so on. So it's really powerful to use to make use of these filters. What else is on this page? You see the AI assistant button over here. That's actually a work in progress, but that's actually a similar approach that we want to do with the widget creation. Where you have the widget assistant, you can easily, it helps you to create widgets, but that's for users that have the permission to create widgets, but you have a lot of end users that doesn't have that permission, and they don't always find the right insights with existing widgets. So that's in that way, we actually want to give the end users the possibility to click on it and to start searching for the data that they need, that they're searching for. So it's work in progress, but it's going to be really powerful, and we're looking forward to demo this soon to you. So that's about the AI assistant. And the last thing that I want to mention about this page it's also about security. So maybe you're asking yourself like, yeah, why you actually have your own platform and also show everything in the Content Hub. The thing is that what we noticed from our clients is that they have already put a lot of effort to onboard all the end users on the Content Hub itself. And they've already do the exercise of mapping all the right user groups and so on to have the right permissions to the right pages and so on. And they don't always want to switch to another external platform. So for that reason, we can give them, we can access them to the Insights Hub. But for some clients that say, okay, we want to, our users stay in the same one platform, that it's easier for them to understand everything. That's the reason that we have built this, and that you can actually also make use of the security of the Sitecore Content Hub. So this is now one page, but you can actually create multiple pages. You can put security on it of Sitecore Content Hub to allow, okay, this market has access to this Insights Hub reporting page, and then you have widgets only for them. So that's actually the reason that we have foreseen this. So that's about dashboards. Now we're going to switch to the widgets on the detail page. So I will go to assets. And on the assets search page, I will first click on the detail page. And here you see that there is actually a component. This is actually the one that we have, the widget that we have linked on this asset detail page. And it's the same that we have created with the widget builder. And the powerful thing behind the scenes is that we notice if the widget is on the detail page, we know that behind the scenes we need to apply the filter of the entity itself. So it's not showing the results of all assets. This is really filtered. So it's really showing only the downloads per region or by country for this asset specific. So that's important to know. And it's also powerful. We also see some other benefits. If you, for example, you can also make use of our widgets at creation of assets, or even if you start creating projects in the Content Hub, where you can even do predictions if it's going to do well, yes or no. And that's actually when you start adding additional connections. So if you know, like, hey, this asset, we also know from our social media or from our e-commerce that this kind of assets perform well. If you start creating the same kind of assets, we can indicate it and show it to you, like, hey, this is going to perform well. Or maybe it's better to start creating an asset in another way around. So that's also, it doesn't only give you insights, it's going to give you extra insights, and it's really useful to put it on detail pages like assets, detail page, and so on. And the last thing that I want to show on the Content Hub itself is the export. So if you go to assets and you want to export all these assets to Excel file, which is also a use case that we hear a lot of our clients, if they need to share with user that doesn't have access to the Content Hub. If you click select, then you have the out-of-the-box limitation of 2000 items. So then if you want to do export to Excel and you click on it, you will only going to export the first 2000. And that's a limitation that you have in the Sitecore Content Hub, and that's why we have built the export button. The one, if you click on this one, it's actually behind the scenes going to see what is it's linked to the search component, and it's always going to export all the items. In this case, 7,500 items will now be exported. So it doesn't check the selection component. It's just going to check the search component. And what is also good, if you, for example, if you start filtering, I don't have a lot of metadata, but if I add a filter and I have now 375 results and I click on export, it's not going to export everything again, not again the 7,500, but it's going to export the 375. So it's smart enough to only going to export what you see in the search component of Sitecore Content Hub. And then you get a message once it's done, and we make use of the out-of-the-box download section for this. So if you click on My Orders, you will see that's the one that I just created, the first one. That's the 7,500 items, and that's the one with 375. Or actually, it was still busy. It's those ones that I just created. And then you can just download it and use it. So that's what I wanted to show about the Content Hub. So we'll go back to the presentation. So the summary, it's one Insights Hub. It's one platform to give all your insights. It seamlessly connects across all your platforms. So you can connect all your platforms with relevant data and start mapping it and linking it. And then it becomes really, really powerful. And with our Sitecore Content Hub extensions, you get even a more connected experience. So it's really a good thing to give more insights in the Content Hub directly. So if you have questions, contact me directly by email, koen@digitalher.com. Connect with me on LinkedIn, send me a message. And in 2 weeks, I will also join the Sitecore Symposium in Orlando. So happy to give you a more detailed demo and answer all your questions. So looking forward to see you over there. And thanks everyone. That's it. Thanks for watching and hope to see you soon. Bye.